I see as a performance. I see something that is displaying like a piece of self, something that somebody created and is like putting their emotions or a piece of their emotion or life onto a stage or onto a screen, something being projected.
To me, a performance is an act that can be considered art.
Well, I think anything can be interpreted as performance these days, really. Typically, people think of plays, movies, music videos, things like that, but really anywhere you look, you'll see performance. Like, I'm performing right now. You are performing right now. The people watching this video are probably performing in some way or another as students. So performance can really be anything depending on how you decide to look at it.
Well, nice. So a performance is pretty much just, I would say a performance is anything that somebody does in order to get a reaction out of somebody else, which is pretty general. I mean, you could talk about like bands performing on a stage, or you could talk about like, you know, people performing on a smaller level in like everyday lives, I guess.
A performance is a form of entertainment, and it's a way of bringing people together.
I guess music, theater. I don't particularly love performance art. It makes me uncomfortable.
Well, when I think of a performance, I guess I think of the classical like stage play. I think of when actors and actresses are, you know, doing their thing in front of an audience. Pretty standard. That's the first thing that pops into my head. But for me, I'm a music major, so there are different like categories of performance. So for me, like performance is like playing my instrument for people, you know, on a personal level. So, you know, there's the superficial that I think of, and then there's like the personal, you know. So it could be different things depending on the context. But yeah.
A performance is like a form of entertainment, or like somebody sharing their passion to connect with an audience.
Personally, I mean, I live under a rock, so I don't know much about any of those things. But based on what I've seen, I think they're kind of stupid, but like in a funny way.
I think it's an interesting product of the culture that we live in, you know? I think it's interesting how like our society just kind of like creates these trends, I suppose. And I don't know if it's unique to us or if it's just, you know, something that people have always done. It's taken this new form with technology and everything. I think it's pretty interesting.
Well, some of them were just kind of absurd and shouldn't have existed in the first place, like the cinnamon challenge. But then there were others like the ice bucket challenge that actually raised a lot of money for ALS. Or let's see, there's a lot of other different challenges. Like somebody did a version of the mannequin challenge that was like a Black Lives Matter commentary, which was weird and interesting and cool.
Personally, I'm not really a big fan of them, and I've never really participated in any of them. But I mean, I think they're cool, and it's a cool way to bring people together.
I find it as a social interaction. It's a fun thing to do. I do it myself with a bunch of other people, so it's something interesting to do.
Well, truthfully, until you told me what they were, I was sort of unaware of why they were, which is kind of for no reason at all.
Yeah.
I guess I don't think much of them.
Some of them are really fun, but honestly, some of them are really like dumb.
I think the challenges are really fun, and I think that's something that defines our generation a little bit more. I think some of them are stupid. Personally, I think the mannequin challenge is stupid, but it's fun, and it's something for people to do. And I don't think that, like, you know, there's anything negative about it. I just think that it's something that our generation started, something that we have continued, and I think it's just a part of what we do.
No.
Okay.
So like, I'm all for that. If people participate in them, not for me really. But I mean, it's cool, I guess.
Yes, I have. I participated in the Cinnamon Challenge and the Mannequin Challenge.
I did an ice bucket challenge back when that was popular. It wasn't very good, but it was a really tiny bucket, but it was still very cold.
No, not really. No, I have to say no. I mean, none of them come to mind. I'm not a, profligate. That's the right word. Social media person. Like, I'm not somebody that really uses Facebook as much as most. So I don't really necessarily post them if I ever do them. But no, I don't usually ever do it. So.
Really, I tried the cinnamon challenge, and that just made me so sick. It was like a fail because it was like cinnamon everywhere, and there's. But like when we're in the room or whatever, and we're having fun doing the "Do Like Me" challenge or like the whatever, like it's fun.
I've done just about all the dancing ones. I was a dancer in high school, so that was something. I have done the cinnamon challenge. I threw up. It's not fun. Yeah.
I've done the ice bucket challenge, the chubby bunny challenge, and the mannequin challenge, but most of them were under peer pressure and I didn't really want to. So I probably wouldn't normally do these all by myself. I would have to be encouraged by friends to do them.
Yeah, you could consider, I guess some of them are more performances than others, but at the end of the day, it's like, you are getting out there and, making a declaration to the world, like, I am going to put a spoonful of cinnamon in my mouth, or I'm going to pour a bucket of ice over my head, or I'm going to get a bunch of my friends and we're all going to stand in weird poses for, like, 30 seconds.
Well, I thought previous to today that they were all for some, worthy or semi-worthy cause. For instance, ice bucket. Yeah. But I've come to realize that they don't really, I guess they're sort of communal in that mannequin sort of sense, because there's more than one person usually doing it at a time. But other than that, I don't really see what purpose they really have.
Well, I think any type of entertainment would be seen as performance, and really what these challenges are is a way to entertain people, make them laugh, make them think they're cool, something like that. And the whole point is for people to look at it and react to it, which is usually what a performance is about.
Well, I mean, I think that, technically anything that's being displayed for anyone's entertainment, let's say, specifically for somebody to view is in a way a performance. When you're filming yourself do something, like any activity that you're doing for other people's entertainment or for any reason, really, it's a performance. What I'm doing right now, and you're interviewing me and I'm talking, is in a way a performance, so... I mean, it's pretty clear to me. I mean, it's just a very, again, like, performance can mean a lot of different things, So.
I don't think they'd really be considered a performance, but I could see maybe how posting them online could be.
Again, very interesting. It's very, very fun to do. A lot of people do it on social media, so sometimes it's kind of a competition to see who does it better.
I guess these challenges are considered like a performance because it's like people are putting themselves out there, It's like you don't have to stand in front of a camera and dance or do something like the cinnamon challenge. You don't have to do that, but it's definitely something that people want other people to see. People want other people to react to it. And again, that's just like a piece of someone's life, and they're putting that into film and putting that out there.
Because people record it and they post it online for other people to see, other people to comment, and then do it themselves.